Hi, today I'm going to show you how to schedule and manage an online team meeting with your students using Microsoft Teams. So if you remember from our last couple of videos, Ed Rooney, my test teacher, is a member of 3 teams: the St. James staff team, the boys junior basketball team, and this is the one we're concentrating on today, the Principles of Mathematics grade 10 academic class. So he wants to schedule a online session with the students. So he goes into calendar, and this online session is going to be at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, so double click at 11 a.m. And first off, we want to give this a title: discuss the lesson plan posted on Monday. Leave required attendees blank. That is not required. Make sure that your date and time is correct. This is a one-time, not a repeating meeting. If you wanted to make this a weekly meeting, you would come into here and set up your repeating cycle: weekly, monthly, day of the week, however you want to do it. But we're going to do this as a one-time meeting. Now this is the piece where you pick your students. So you want to click on Add Channel, and you'll notice there are the 3 teams that Ed Rooney is a member of. So in this case, we're going to click on Principles of Mathematics and click on General. And by doing that, Microsoft Teams in the background has added all the registered students to this invitation. We're going to put in a bit of a description. So Mr. Rooney is letting his students know what they're going to do and how to post the questions, and he's got a little fun little thing for the students. So we're going to send that. So there you are, it's creating the teams. So I'm going to flip over to Ferris Bueller's email so you can see what Ferris gets. So here's Ferris Bueller's email, and as you can see, he just got an invitation for that meeting on Wednesday from 11 to 11:30. It's telling him that he has no conflict, so no other teacher has invited him to another online meeting, and he hasn't scheduled anything himself. He can RSVP from here. Here's a little bit more about the meeting. So he can accept it, maybe decline it. Probably a good idea, since he's a student, to accept it. Here's the description that Mr. Rooney put in. So we're going to say yes. So now we're going to go into Ferris's calendar, and you'll see that it is scheduled for 11 a.m. on Wednesday. And there is the description of the meeting. And from this point, he can just click on here and go right into the meeting. So we're going to go back. Now, once you've created the meeting, we want to go back into it. And you want to click on Meeting Options. This is only appears after you've created your meeting, so you want to click on that. And a new browser window will open up with 2 questions: who can bypass the lobby and who can present. So the lobby is a virtual waiting room that you can have people wait until you're ready to let them into the meeting. Now the default is people in your organization, so anybody with an @Wellington CDSB email address can bypass the lobby and go directly into the classroom. So if the student is logging in with their school board credentials, they'll go directly into the meeting. If they're logging in with their with a personal account, they will not be recognized as a Wellington student. It'll ask them for their name, and they will be held in the lobby until you let them in. Clicking on everyone allows anybody to go directly into the meeting, regardless of where they're from. So just leave it as people in my organization. Who can present? This is the one that you want to change. So the default is anybody who's in the meeting can present. What you want to do is change this to only you. So only me. So that means that you're the only one who can share their screen and present. You can invite somebody else to present. So if a student has a question and you want to see what they've got on their screen, you can make the presenter. They can share their screen, and then you can take those rights away. The default for all of your online meetings should be you as the presenter, and you give those rights to students as need be. So you want to save that, and that's done. So you can close your browser. You'll notice that there's a join button. It recognizes that this is an online meeting. So you always get, as soon as you go into the meeting, you can join at any time. We recommend that you go in 5 to 10 minutes before the start of your scheduled online class so that you can get things prepared and see kids as they're coming in and moderate any discussions that are going on. So now it's the day of the meeting. You're there 5 minutes, 10 minutes early. You click on join, and this window comes up. Hi. So a couple of things. Custom setup will go through and allow you to change the speakers and change the microphone that you're using in case you have different ones or more than one set up. If you want to test to find out what the quality is going to be like on the call, you can make a test call to Microsoft. We'll go through that.
To test your call quality, record a short message after the beep. Then your message will be played back to you.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
If you're happy with the quality of your message, then you've configured Teams correctly. If not, check your device settings and try again.
So at this point, everything sounded good, so I hung up. So we're going to close this. Okay. You don't have to do that all the time. I do it every once in a while if I change my speakers or if I change my microphone. So the other thing you can do in here, as I said, is change the camera as well if you've got multiple cameras hooked up. The default is you start into the call with your camera turned on and your microphone turned on. As you can see, I'm in my home office. You might not want your students to see where you're calling from, so you can click this button right here. It blurs your background. And now, if you notice, this is just brand new. Microsoft just released this 2 days ago. Now you can blur, which is the only option that was there before, but now you can actually change your background setting. Okay, so this is, and you can change it to a lot of different things. I like Minecraft, so we're going to make it a Minecraft background. When you're happy with it, you can click Join Now. And now I'm in the call waiting for students to arrive. At this point, before students start coming in, there's one other thing that you might want to do, and that is click on the 3 dots in the center, and you can turn on live captions. And as you can see in a few minutes, there they are. It is translating everything I'm saying into text on the screen. This is really good if you've got students who are hard of hearing, or if you've got ELL students who do better with the written word as opposed to the spoken word. So that's a neat option to put on, and as you can see, it works fairly well. The other option that you might want is, again, the 3 dots, and this one right here, turn off incoming video. So if you do that, anybody connecting, regardless of their camera settings on their end, will come in with no video. So no matter how hard they try, they cannot turn on the video. So this is probably a good thing and something that you want to have on all the time with your students. So now I'm going to flip over to my other machine and I'm going to join as Ferris Bueller. So as you can see, Ferris shows up with only his initials, even though his camera is turned on his So he's just muted his microphone, but you can mute a student's microphone as well. So I'm going to unmute his microphone so you can hear the echo. So if you hover around in the center and click on Show Participants, you can go beside Ferris, click on the three buttons, and mute the participant. And now he's muted. And you can do that with all the students. And this is something that, again, we recommend that you do with all your students. Now the students can unmute so they can ask a question. You can mute them right back up again. The other thing that you can do, again, if you go beside the student and the three dots, you can make them a presenter. So the student says, I'm having trouble. Can you take a look at my work? You can make them the presenter. They can share their screen. And once they're finished, you can take that ability away from them and they're back to view only. The other thing that you can do is remove a participant. So somebody's being unruly, they don't stay on mute, they're being rude or crude, remove the participant and they can't come in again. Okay? When you're finished the online class, we recommend that you do not, as the teacher, do not click on hang up, because if you hang up, your students will still be on. What you want to do is go to the three buttons and you want to end the meeting. Ending the meeting turns it off for everybody. Everybody will lose the call and go out of the meeting. One other thing that you may want to do is start a recording at the beginning of the meeting. So what this does is allows you to record everything that's going on. At the end of the meeting, the file is there, and as the teacher, you're the only one who can view it, and then it's your decision whether you want to post it back into your teams so that students can go back in at a later time and review the lesson plan or the discussion that was going on. So when you're finished, again, end meeting, and you're done. So that concludes on the session on how to create and manage your online class with your students. Thank you for watching.